Tisha, you cannot be the tough guy and the victim. Like, if you want to be Betsy Badass from Bessemer drinking on Bud Light, then you can do that. But then don't cry and act like Neil want a problem with me and she. Stop saying that. The fact that Tisha kept saying that Neil wanted a problem with her and she never did anything. I'm Team Miss Nail. You throw rocks and hide your hands. Because last time I checked, this all started because you was trying to be messy about Lance having a baby and Miss Nail knowing and not telling Destiny. That's where this all started, Tisha. It started with you, bitch. Now you're my marriage, and I don't like her. Ooh, I would have paid good money to see Miss Nail dot Tisha eye. Just put a ring around her eye. Make her look like a raccoon like she do with no concealer. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. I'm sorry. Welcome back, friend. Exactly. So sorry, I'm a little late. I wanted to do this first thing as soon as I got back, but I started cooking, cleaning up. You know how you got to get your stuff together. Speaking of cooking, exactly. Happy Sunday. Shout out to Mia. I just want to thank Mia. I really appreciate you. She was in Atlanta, and y'all know I love me some Ghetto Girl Eats. Exactly. So she stopped at Sierra's store and got me some seasonings. Exactly. So I got a bunch of different kinds, child. And I also got her On My Soul cookbook. It is so cute, friend. It's like, it has like brunch. It has pictures of her and her grandma because it's called On My Soul, her late grandma Pumpkin's cooking diary. And it just have a whole bunch of different recipes. It's broken down into like brunch, sides, dinner. So I am making the short braised ribs today. Exactly. So I'll tell y'all how it turned out. Anyway, let's talk about Living Mary Huntsville. I'll probably go live later on and discuss, a bunch of other stuff, Yandy, Clarissa, and her leave out, all of the things. But for now, exactly, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure you like the video. I hope y'all having a good Sunday. Are y'all out doing brunch? What y'all doing? My coffee mug dirty. I'm still sipping on my coffee. I don't want to see no alcohol after my trip. I'm on full detox mode. Exactly. Anyway, okay, so let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like I said, at this point, Tisha is so juvenile with her mindset. Like, I want to see these degrees. Show me these degrees from ICDC college, Tisha. Because ain't no way a woman with a master's degree was sitting across from that table trying to go tit for tat over something so petty and lowbrow. Miss Nail just told y'all I got a lot of shit going on in my life. I got grown kids. I have businesses. I got a husband. Miss Nail literally broke everything down kindergarten style for you, bitch. And you still acted like a preschooler in response. Well, we supposed to be transparent. We start out with Neil and Chris, child. We at Neil and Chris' house. Miss Neil come trotting up in a little movie theater or whatever. She like, I made myself a mimosa. I think I dripped it on the carpet. He like, don't drip that on my carpet. It was so cute. So she sits down and she's telling Chris that she felt like he didn't have her back when they had the family dinner. And I kind of, even though Miss Neil, you was dead ass wrong, Miss Neil said beforehand, I don't want to do this shit because it always blow up and I'm always the culprit. So she told y'all ahead of time she didn't want to do this shit. Now, once she blew up, y'all acting like, oh man, you be tripping. No, but Miss Neil, you need to have some accountability. Anyway, so she's telling Chris that after she was like, you don't never do nothing, you just do nothing. He said, what you say? Miss Nell was like, I mean, you ain't say nothing. Did y'all peep that little moment when Chris said, what you say? She knew that wasn't the regular Chris. Stop playing, Miss Nell. You know when to get cute and when not to get cute. Anyway, so she was saying that when she left off and was crying and stuff, he didn't come and check on her, and that hurt her feelings. That reminded me of Cecil and Simone. When Simone blew up, with the kids or whatever, she felt like he didn't have her back. Miss Nell is echoing the same sentiments. But I just think a lot of men who deal with spicy women or whatever, they tend to be low-key, cool, calm, and collected. That's how I am. I don't like men with the same temperament as I do. That's not gonna work. So I feel like the ladies, y'all complaining, but that's the nature of the man that y'all decided to marry. You didn't think Chris was gonna be rah-rah. He said, he was like, somebody gotta be calm in the situation. And because literally Lance was trying to defend him, and he like, I've been doing this for 30 years. I know how to deal with your mama. He was like, I ain't scared. So for you to want him to act crazy, that's unrealistic. And he gonna say, what you want me to haul off and slap somebody? And she was like, that'll do. Then both of y'all to be whooping them kids' asses. Miss Nell, you are foolish. Anyway, Miss Nell got jokes, child. So he apologized. He was like, I'm sorry. If I made you feel that way, I apologize. It won't happen again. That is what Cecil, get off the work lap. Oh, you ain't got no job. Anyway, pay attention to Chris Fletcher and how he handled this. I love the way Chris Fletcher handles Miss Nell. You can he let her get all of her rah out. And then when you come back like a little teddy bear, I'm going to appease you. I'm going to do the man thing and sit back and drink your mimosa, baby. And I see where Chris Fletcher got all of I see where Chris Fletcher, he's smooth. I fucks with Chris Fletcher. That's how you got a husband. Hopefully he ain't cheating, child, because I don't want that for him. Anyway, so then we get Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny at Black. I cannot take my eyes off Tisha ponytail. Tisha, stop playing with us. I like the concept. It was given it's a kinky straight wig. Shout out to my kinky straight wig. I'm gonna be Diana Ross for New Year's. Anyway, but we saw the line. I just hated it. I hated that. What I did love is Kimmy's green outfit. That green satin like jumpsuit or two-piece. And then I like the contrast in her purple reddish hair. Kimmy looks good. I don't know what the fuck Destiny had on. Destiny had on a tennis skirt, knee cowboy boots. She had some cute jewelry. I don't know what the girlies are giving. I like Tisha all green outfit though, but that hair was a no for me. Anyway, so Destiny is talking about how she wants everybody to go on a trip to the winery, how she went to lunch with Martell and Chris Fletcher, and Miss Neal felt ganged up on. So they basically trying to prove to Destiny, bitch, you were a part of the gang up on. She was like, Destiny was like, no, I wasn't ganging up on her. Kimmy was like, no, because when I told her she was getting loud and aggressive, you co-signed, you spoke up and said, yes, you are. And she was like, Destiny was like, no, I was just holding her accountable. Kimmy was like, duh, bitch. That's what we all was trying to do. Kimmy clocked your T on that. Kimmy was clocking Destiny T a lot this episode. Because when we get down to the nitty gritty of it, Destiny, none of this would have occurred if you didn't go back being a messy, tacky bitch. Exactly. Anyway, but Destiny was trying to act like she was the peacemaker all episode. So she was like, well, I want us to go to this winery. I want us to squash it. She was, I want us to squash it and start fresh and new, yada, yada, yada. Tisha is like, no, there's no more grace for her. I don't like her. I don't like how she moves. I don't know why Miss Neal wants to have a problem with me. And at that point, I would have said, well, don't come. Because, bitch, you the one get paid per episode. Let's be clear. You get paid per episode. So, bitch, if you don't come on a trip, toodaloo, who? Toodaloo. You and your damn ponytail. I would have left it at that. Tisha is the type of person that wants somebody to kiss her ass and beg her to come somewhere. You know how you have a friend and you like, girl, so we all finna go to the lounge, and they always, no, girl, come on, girl, it ain't the same without you, girl. Bitch, go see your speech pathologist. We finna go to the winery and have some cocktails. I would have left Tisha right where she stayed. And the fact that you got such a strong stance against Miss Neal, what, because she brought up the video? Don't get mad at her for bringing up the video, and you keep asking her why she left LA and about the damn her son baby. I'm sorry. You getting exactly what you're dishing out. And the fact that she's acting oblivious, I don't know why now that Miss Neal only mentioned your husband and the girl, the Harry Hines girl twice. You asked her 2 to 3 times, even at Nell's festivities. What was it called? Fleshtivities. Even at Fleshtivities, Tisha brought it up again when Miss Neal came outside. Well, why did you leave the reunion early? Bitch, didn't I just tell you to stop asking me about my son and my baby and shit? You more hard up than Destiny. Girl. Anyway, so then we get Nell and Destiny, not Nell and Destiny. Yeah, Nell and Destiny. They go to this black-owned flower shop in Hunstville. I like the fact that they're trying to highlight that they, made it a point to highlight a black-owned business. But this business, this show has been on air for 10 years. We should know all of the local Huntsville businesses. We should know the restaurants. All we see is black. We just seen black a million times. Can we go to Entice? Can we go to some of these other little hot spots in Huntsville? I would like to see what Huntsville is like because we never had a reality show from Huntsville. So I implore you, Carlos King and the rest of the producers, show us more black businesses and other hot spots around Huntsville. Thank you. Anyway, so Destiny is inviting Miss Neal to the winery. She's also telling her, oh, you are like a mentor and you are like a mentor and a life coach to me. I know the other girls be making fun of you for that. But I know a different side of you. You help counsel me. Why don't you have all of those good things to say behind Miss Neal back? I don't need you to praise me in person. I want to know what you gonna say about me behind my back when hoes is talking about me. Or when Miss Wanda's snickling and giggling and these hoes shading my age. That's when you supposed to speak up, Destiny. Not saying this fake shit to my face. That's why when she was like, you haven't been the same since your mom passed away. Nobody is the same after their mom or dad passed away. That's a crazy thing to say. And let's not act like you just been invested in my life. Oh, you was trying to fuck my son and my godson. What are you talking about? And you was just shading me talking about some Miss Neal need to worry about what Chris Fletcher doing. I repeat that. Catch. And Miss Neal caught that shit because Miss Neal was like, no, I can still be that same person. I'm just not available to be that same person with everybody. Basically, you and the Three Musketeers, bitch, Bert and Ernie, specifically Bert and Ernie, Kimmy and fucking Letitia. Specifically, Bert and Ernie will never get that version of me because I don't know them hoes and I don't trust them hoes and I don't fuck with them hoes. I bet you Miss Neal thinking about the shit with Melody now. I bet you wish Mel was here now. Exactly. You better stick with your Scorpio friend because we the one that's gonna ride with you to the end. Anyway, child. So that was cool. I like the way Miss Neal told Destiny where she's staying right to her face. Destiny, you was being fake. Fake as fuck. How you in her face and you're this type of person and I really, you crying with me, bitch. But then you going back and telling this bitch on the bus. Oh, and another thing, she said you need to be careful and watch for the girl in the video. This is the definition of a fake ass bitch. A fab. Destiny, you fab, girl. Exactly. Anyway, so we on our way to the winery, child. We doing this little bus ride. This bus ride pissed me off so bad. First of all, you could tell Tisha was drinking. Tisha, I don't know what you had in that cup. Allegedly. I don't know. Tisha would have fun with Toya. They both like to get saucy and they both some crash outs. Exactly. I would like to see Toya and Tisha together. Now that I think about it, they had a little dressing moment and I can see Toya reading Tisha if she come looking for it. Because you know Tisha hit or miss with her fashion. And I can see Toya reading the shit out of her for coming looking fucked up. I would like to see that. Anyway, child. So they on the bus ride. Tisha in the middle sipping her drink. Kimmy on the side. Destiny there. She like, okay, so, and then they got Miss Neal and Trish in a different car because she want to keep it cute. So Kimmy is like, okay, so we having a fresh start. It's going to be da-da-da-da-da. And Destiny is like, yeah, Miss Neal is willing to come, have a good time. Y'all, first of all, y'all all have to coexist. It ain't even enough of y'all to be having separate events and stuff. Because Tisha low-key is saying she don't want to be anywhere with Miss Nell. That's what she was saying at Black. But you know that's not how this works. What you trying to ice her out like you did Mel? And speaking of Black, why the fuck did Tisha leave and go tell them people to get Destiny the tab? I would have said, bitch, this raggedy motherfucker. I would have went off. Like, girl, please. Marceau is paying for this. Anyway, so we in the damn bus. So they talking about how, yeah, we finna have a fresh start. It's gonna be a great day. I'm like that too. I don't give a damn if we just whooped each other ass last night. This is a new day. I want to have some cocktails and enjoy my damn self. Here come Tisha. Did you ask her about an apology? And Destiny said, who? And then Kimmy gonna chime in. Lernell. Kimmy, you too old to be a sidekick, first of all. Anyway, Tisha talking about something. I ain't even gonna say her name. Destiny said, no, did I ask you about giving her an apology? And then immediately Tisha went and squeaked, why should I have to give an apology? Everybody keep coming after me. Girl, that woe is me attitude is so irritating. And the fact that you got this kindergarten mentality is something is insane. It reminds me of her whole beef with Mel. She coming after my marriage. She coming after. Did you forget about the BMW comments and shit? Did you forget on the first episode you was asking about infidelity? The same thing with Miss Nell. The first time you sat down and had dinner with Miss Nell, you, Hips, Chris, and Miss Nell, you asked her about infidelity. Then you clowned at her damn birthday party when she could have skull drugged you in. Then you got up in Chris Fletcher face. Tisha is a habitual line stepper. I'm sorry. Exactly. The fact that Miss Nell ain't drugged her yet, you can tell she got a lot more patience for whooping a bitch ass than she do with her kids. I don't know. Anyway, so Tisha is acting like she the victim and she deserve an apology from Miss Nell. Miss Nell would have never. Miss Nell said, tell Tisha Scott to stay the fuck out of my fucking business. She said that because you was in her business. Because you was starting shit with Destiny. Kept asking her, why she lied about why she leave? Why she lied about what? Bitch, she told you don't ask her about her son and that damn baby. So you continuously did so, and she reacted and said, bitch, stay the fuck up out my motherfucking business, or I'm gonna take it there with you and your ragged ass family. Allegedly. Scottalots and teabaggers, don't come for me in the comments today. Or you can, child, because I'm gonna be eating. I'm in a good mood. Let's set it off, friend. Exactly. Nah, anyway. So Destiny and Tisha, she telling Destiny, she was like, well, you don't have to be in the middle. Destiny, like, I don't want to have to be in the middle. On one hand, you saying we can have a fresh start, and then you want a confrontation. Bitch, choose a side. And then Tisha was like, I don't want to talk about her no more. Ho, you don't want to talk about her no more because Destiny clocked you in that van. And the going back and forth, Destiny said, pull this motherfucker over. Pull this motherfucker over. And then Kimmy told him, no. I was shocked. I was shocked they actually pulled that van over and Destiny hopped the fuck out and got in that van with Miss Nell. And then Trish got in the van with them. That's because y'all some two bitter. They like the evil stepsisters from Cinderella. I swear they are. Anyway, child. So they finally get to the winery. They tasting all the different wines. I love a winery. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good day at a winery. Anyway. So, child, they start talking. They started off with, how was your ride? So Tisha was like, how was your ride? And Destiny was like, peaceful. And Tisha was like, peaceful because you wasn't peaceful after you switch vans? And Destiny said, yep. And then Tisha was like, oh, I took that as shade. And they was like laughing about it or whatever. And then Tisha all of a sudden was like, I asked you a question. You got smart with me, so that's the energy we're going to have. And Destiny was like, bitch, what is you talking about? You asked the question, I answered it. I thought we was having playful banter. What is the tea? Tisha like, well, you got some. First of all, Tisha, who the fuck is you talking to? That's the energy we're gonna have. If you was on 10, Tisha can't handle her liquor. Tisha get way too feisty and borderline mean when she drinks. And I know people like that. If you rub me the wrong way, I might take it there with your ass too. But Tisha, you were with a whole bunch of girls. What was the point in getting snappy with Destiny? Because she said peaceful. Well, you was getting on her nerves, and y'all was literally 3 people in the back seat. If I'm going back and forth with a bitch and we shoulder to shoulder, let me get the fuck out of that situation. And we know Destiny got a temper. So maybe she got the fuck out that van instead of slapping the dog shit at you. Maybe you just saved yourself from coming there with a busted lip. Girl, I don't know. But Tisha was getting crunk. And Destiny was like, first of all, I don't know where this energy is coming from, Tisha. Like, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not sure why you're trying to pick a fight with me. And Tisha was. From the bus to then, you're just mad that you thought you was getting ready to get under Destiny's skin on that damn bus, and Destiny dismissed your ass and got into a whole nother bus. Exactly. And you trying to ice Nell out, you probably was thinking that Destiny and Nell was going to get more camera time than y'all bus over there. I don't like Tisha. You trying too hard to be the star, baby girl. Baby girl, Bessemer, it ain't in you. It's not in you. I don't know. Anyway, so Destiny kind of diffused the situation. Then they started doing their little baskets. So Destiny brought everybody baskets and wanted them to bring like some personal items and stuff, kind of like Will did when they were on their date in the park, which I thought that was a cute idea. So Destiny starts and she's talking about Law being in the hospital and how he's strong like she is. Sidebar, in LeBaric divorce decree, does it say that Law can't be on film? Why don't we ever see Destiny being the mother or her home? We never see Destiny doing anything but being a fake ass peacemaker when we know you was the problematic one, fighting everybody. This is a total different Destiny from the bitch that tried to fight Stormy. Or from the girlie that was always beefing with Mel or trying to get into it with Sonny and them. So I don't know who this new Destiny y'all brought to us, but can we see her real life? Exactly, because I'm not buying this. Even in her trying to act like the peacemaker this whole episode, let's be clear. You the one who started the mess this season. Everything started with you. All of the back and forth. Tisha would never be mad at Miss Nell if you didn't go back and tell what Miss Nell told you, which is crazy because ain't that supposed to be, I care about you. Fake ass bitch. Anyway, so they got the baskets. And so Destiny's talking about Law. Trish brought a picture of her family and she was talking about how she carries the weight of her family on her shoulders. And I liked what Trish had to say. Trish is, to me, the only person who's being transparent about her past and her trauma. We don't know anything about Kimmy's past. I heard that Jalen daddy was a married man, allegedly. We really don't know what happened with Kimmy prior to meeting Maurice and her trying to bring her son to get a haircut and fuck with a married man, allegedly. Tisha, we just know you from Bessemer and you turned on all of your cousins when you got on this show. That's all we know. And Miss Wanda was drinking with finger waves and corn and French rolls. We really don't know. Anyway, so Kimmy talks about Jalen. Then we get Miss Nell said, Miss Nell ain't bring shit. She said, I don't know y'all hoes. I don't trust y'all hoes. I don't fuck with y'all hoes. I ain't put nothing in there because I'm not telling y'all hoes nothing because all y'all gonna do is take it and use it against me. Next question, please. Next question, please. And then Destiny was like, well, we wanted you. I said good day. Miss Nell was giving, I said good day, bitch. Move on. And then Tisha dumbass gonna get up, child. As much as I was giving Tisha credit when she be in her mommy mode, this episode reminded me of why I never liked Tisha in the first place. Tisha, in case you were wondering, this single episode reminded a lot of the fans as to why you irked their nerves. It ain't Melody because Melody not here anymore. It's you, bitch. I'm sorry. It ain't Miss Wanda. And we like to say it's Miss Wanda. It's not Melody. It ain't Miss Wanda. And it ain't Marceau. It's you, bitch. Literally. You were annoying, immature, corny. Definitely the corn on the cob. Okay, so let's get into this list. Tisha goes up there with her basket. She starts out with a golden egg. She's like, because I have a heart of gold. You didn't even believe that. It gave sarcasm. Because not you being sarcastic about you having a heart of gold. Because I got a heart of gold. Bitch, you know that ain't true. Anyway, so then she has this little friend sign, and she was like, friends, because, hold on, what'd she say? She was like, friends, because I don't have any sisters, so my friends are like my family. You had Kiki, but I digress. Anyway, she was like, and when my friends cross me, it's just no turning back after that. And then she pulls out a snake, and it's like, yeah, and a snake, because once you bite me, we'll never be cool again. And Miss Nell was in her confession was like, so Tisha bring out this corny ass snake, just like Letitia, throwing jabs, which is crazy because then the next few breaths, you talking about she's an evil type of person that will know your down points or something and press them. You the one who just stood up and changed the whole energy of the brunch by talking about snakes. Even Destiny felt like that was shouts out to me too. She said Tisha is pointing the snake at me and Miss Nell, and she looked like she was so proud, like, It reminded me of that reunion when Tisha had them little puppets trying to be Kiki and Mel, and it was so. Tisha, you just do not have it, girl. You could pull out all of the props you want to. It never lands. And then Kimmy sitting there co-signing. Kimmy, why are you co-signing this corny ass shit? And then, so Tisha, she's happy about it. I guess she thought she nailed it. Like, girl, I ate them up, didn't I? No, whore. You did not. Anyway, so she sit down, and then Kimmy comes being fake too, talking about, yeah, Miss Nell, I wish you would have put something in there because we would really like to get to know you and, know more about you and stuff. Why? So y'all can use it against her? Y'all was just talking shit about me. What are you talking about, Kimmy? And Miss Nell was like, I know you apologized at the event. So, Kimmy, what's your tea, bitch? We thought Kimmy had a backbone, remember? No, you don't. Because you apologized to her at Fletchtivities for acting a damn fool. But then what? Did you go back and talk to Maurice and Tisha? And they said, hey, no, you better make sure you stay on the Scott side. You got to have our back. Girl, anyway. So Miss Nell was like, once again, I don't know y'all hoes. I don't fuck with y'all hoes. Miss Nell said, I have a daycare. I have a family. I got a lot on my plate. I got grown kids. I got a lot of shit going on. And I just ain't got time for this bullshit. Then here go Tisha. Well, we talked about transparency and you need to learn how to communicate and da-da-da-da. Miss Nell just told you all the shit she got going on in her life, bitch. You don't listen. You don't listen. A part of communication is listening. And you didn't listen to what she just said in the previous breath. She don't have time to play with y'all hoes about no petty ass shit because she got businesses, she got grown kids, she got shit going on, unlike you, ho. Miss Nell was basically trying to say, I'm nothing like you hoes. Y'all don't have grown kids. Well, Kimmy do, but she's stupid. She let her son get mistreated for that bald head bitch. Tisha, you don't have a business. You don't have a business, Pooh. What you do, real estate? Girl, I wish Miss Nell would have just did like this to Tisha. Just little girled her. Because it was given Tisha was trying to little girl everybody else. Who the fuck, girl? You are not the head bitch in charge. I guess even Carlos don't, guess what? Even Carlos don't think you the head bitch in charge. Do you think you was a runner-up in a reality TV star of the year? Do you think that Carlos King, your boss, the guy who created this show, do you think that he would name you in the top 5 reality girlies on TV this year? I don't even think you would be in Carlos' top 5. And I'm just keeping it real with you. It's just you just not believable. I don't even think Marceau thinks so. I think Marceau will put Mel above Tisha as far as reality TV going. Anyway, child, so Tisha talking about something, and you need to learn how to communicate, and that's the problem. And she was like, I think somebody of your age should know how to communicate. Miss Nell was being so calm in these moments. First of all, Tisha, why do you keep throwing jabs at Miss Nell age as if the girlie sitting next to you, Kimmy, is not the same age or older than Miss Nell? So, Kimmy, why are you snickling and giggling? And Tisha keep trying to age shame Miss Nell, and y'all the same age. Y'all all the same age. I don't know, child. Anyway, so Tisha was like, no, because I don't like her. She went in on another tangent. What, because Miss Neal didn't bite when you was talking about the snake shit? So it's giving you want a problem with Miss Neal because you keep throwing shade at her and she ain't said shit to you, and you continuous. Who really want to have a problem with who at this point? Anyway, she like, and I don't like her because what did you say to Destiny about I need to worry about my husband and the girl on the video? Did you think you was gonna keep throwing jabs at Miss Neal when she wasn't gonna say shit about your husband? That's not how this works, bitch. And then she tried to narrow down and ask Destiny, like, well, did she say that to you before or after we had our sit down at lunch? Destiny didn't say shit because Destiny, you're the culprit. Even if they had they sit down at lunch and agreed to be cool, whatever Miss Neal said after that, you shouldn't have went back and told Tisha that. Now, I think they should have interjected and made Destiny answer the question. And Miss Neal, I hope you peeped the fact that Destiny is the one who went back and did all of that. So, and now she's trying to play the peacemaker when whole time, bitch, you was the messy bitch who went back and told her this shit. Anyway, so Tisha like, so we will never be cool. Oh, we'll never be cool because of your husband? Bitch, you gonna beef with the whole world. Because all of us think that Marceau be out here in these streets. As a matter of fact, let me click on Marceau Mystery Lady Instagram page real quick. See what she talking about, girl. I'm just saying. I got her bookmarked. Anyway, so exactly. Tisha gets to acting a damn fool. She was like, and I don't like the fact that you will go back and tell somebody else something and you talk about me behind my back and won't say it to my face. Who are you talking about, Tisha? Miss Neal done told y'all to your face a few times. Miss Neal never gave, I won't say some shit to your face. She was getting ready to fight Kimmy in the Bahamas last season, right? In no way, shape, or form do I feel like Miss Neal won't say some shit to Tisha. It's like, Tisha, who the fuck is you, girl? Ain't nobody scared of you, little Bessemer. Girl, I guess. So Tisha continues being hype and ignorant and shit. So she's like, hey, we talking about husbands, da-da-da-da-da. They end on Tisha, she was like, I don't think you being accountable. What she say? She wouldn't, take ownership. She was like, oh, well, I can take ownership of mine. And Miss Neal was like, I can take ownership of, my shit too. And Tisha was like, well, I ain't seen shit. Da-da-da. Miss Neal was like, whatever, bitch. And then Tisha was like, you know what, sweetheart? What she say? You know what? I don't care, babe. And Miss Neal said, I don't care either. Check. I don't care either, bitch. You notice how the same thing Tisha did in the van with Destiny. Once a person clocked her, I don't want to talk about that lady no more. Once Miss Neal clocked your ass, I don't even care, babe. And it's just like, it's not, you want to be that girl, but the babe, it... You get an F for failure. You got an F on your test, fool. I don't know who flopped harder, Toya or Tisha. Because this was a mess, Tisha. And I love the fact at the end, Miss Neal closed out that conversation. I don't care either, babe. I don't either. Bitch. Tisha, I don't know, child. The next episode, the Scott girlies gonna be with their husbands. Maurice gonna be gaslighting the shit out of Kimmy. about going to therapy and stuff. All they're gonna talk about is how Maurice want her to lay on her damn back. Want her on her back or on her knees 3 to 5 times a day. And make sure you go cook that food and take care of my son as well, bitch. Girl, why would they do this? Anyway, Marceau gonna be little girl and Tisha again. You Billy Badass from Bessemer around the girlies. But then you always get little girl in front of Marceau. Which I understand that's how it's supposed to be. But I used to blame Marceau for the way he talks to Tisha and the way he have to check her. But now that we know more about Tisha, if you don't check or clock Tisha, she'll get out of hand like she's doing with the girls. The girls just can't reel Tisha in and clock her like her husband can. Because he's been dealing with these shenanigans from Tisha for a very long time now. Now I can see why she get on Marceau's nerves. I honestly can identify more with Marceau now. Now I don't approve cheating. I still think if he do her dirty, then I think Tisha should take everything Marceau got for playing in her face. But it's just like, if I had to deal with Tisha every day, can Tisha cook? Can Tisha cook? Because I'm sorry. As a man, if I got to deal with all of this, your mama, your attitude, you embarrassing, you drink too much, sometimes your hair be looking crazy. Tisha, girl, you better know how to cook. If not, you better go get Sierra Cookbook, girl, and get into it. I don't know. Tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Were you team Nell or were you team Tisha? Tisha, and we need somebody. And it just pains me to see a girl her age act so immature. And this is why Tisha can never be that girl, because even when you feel like you having your moments, like Tisha had a lot. Tisha was on most of this episode. Tisha is not charismatic. She's not funny. Her shade doesn't land. She's not even bubbly like Stacey. In order to be a good reality star, you got to be funny, shady like a Quad, or bubbly kind of like a Toya, Melody, Phaedra. We need laughs. We need kookiness. Tisha's not clever enough. She's not clever enough. And it's not, nobody is likable on Love Him. On Love and Marriage Hunstvile. Carlos King, you need to start all over again. You let go of the one likable girl on the show. Half of the folks didn't like Melody, but let's be clear. The Mellometers, it was so many of them because she was a likable girlie. And even if you didn't like Melody, when she sat down with Marceau, or even when her and Tisha was clocking each other back and forth, she's great TV. She's fucking entertaining. Miss Nell entertaining. I would like to see her and her family. Destiny, not likable, not funny, not entertaining. Kimmy and Tisha, no. Tisha's hard to watch. I don't know, y'all. I ain't gonna let this stress. This episode got me scratching my damn eyebrows off. Tell me what y'all thought about the episode, child. I don't know what else. This is a boring season. That it is what it is. But I'm in there, child. I will talk to y'all later on. We'll talk about the latest gossip and all of the things. Of course, I'll be watching Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. I'll probably talk about it on lunch or maybe first thing in the morning. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I love y'all. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, friend. Child, how do I end?